In this video, we are going to do MCQ questions of mathematics class 10th. The first question says, a letter of English alphabet is chosen at random. What is the probability that the letter so chosen is a consonant? So what do we know that there are 26 alphabets, and out of 26, 5 of them are vowel and the remaining 21 is consonant. So we can see that the number of favorable observations are or elements are 21, and the total number of elements are how much? 26. So we can say that the required probability, let's say the required probability here will be 21, that is favorable, divided by the total. So 21 over 26 is the correct answer for this. The next question is, what is the HCF of the smallest prime number and smallest composite number? So what do we know? The smallest prime number is what? 2 is the smallest prime number and 4 is the smallest composite number. So if I find its HCF, the factors of 2 is 2 and the factors of 4 is what? 2 into 2. So we can say 2 is common here. So the HCF is going to 2. And if it is an LCM, we'll say that it is 4. The next question from the coordinate geometry says ABC are the vertices of the triangle, and these coordinates of the vertices are given. It's a right angle triangle, and angle B is mentioned 90 degree. We have to get the value of T. So what we'll do, let's say if I draw a right angle triangle, I made a right angle triangle, keeping in mind that angle B is 90 degree. So I can write A and C anywhere. Now check here, we know the coordinate of A, which is 5, 2, the coordinate of B, which is 2 minus 2, and that of C, which is minus 2, T. Now here we are going to apply the distance formula, which is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. This is what distance. But when you calculate D, right? When you calculate D is this, but when you calculate D square, the under root get cancelled, right? So it's simply x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Now here also we are going to use the relation, that is the Pythagoras theorem. What we know, that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of other two sides. Now check what is AC here. Applying this formula, x2 minus x1, so minus 2 minus 5 whole square, it is minus 2 minus 5 whole square plus y2 minus y1, that is t minus 2, which is t minus 2 only, t minus 2 whole square is equal to AB. AB is what? This is AB. So this is x2 minus x1 whole square, that is 2 minus 5 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So it's going to be minus 2 whole square. And now the next is BC square, right? BC same way. This is x2 minus x1 whole square. So it's going to be minus 2 whole square and y2 minus y1 whole square. So it's going to be t plus 2 whole square. Now if I do expansion, this is minus 7 whole square. Clearly it is equal to 49. This is t minus 2 whole square, applying a square, a minus b whole square. So this is a square minus 2ab, which is minus 4t, right? Plus b square, which is 2 square, that is 4. Now this is what? Minus 3. Minus 3 whole square is 9. This is minus 4 whole square is positive 16. Minus 4 whole square again 16. And if I do the expansion of this, it's going to be what? I can write it here. This is a square, that is a plus b whole square, is a square plus b square plus 2ab. Now, what are the numbers getting cancelled here? I can see the variables t square getting cancelled. 4 is also getting cancelled. Now, let's see if I take the constant term, we are 49 left on the left hand side. And what is the sum of this? 16 plus 16, 32. 32 plus 9 is what? 41. And if I bring this 41 to the left hand side, it is negative 41. If I transpose minus 49 to the other side, this will add up to this. So that is 4t plus 4t. So I can write 8t, right? Directly, I can write this as 8 times t. This is how much? 49 minus 1. 41 is what? 8 is equal to 8t. So this implies that the value of t is 1. 8 divided by 8 is 1. Yes, so we'll say that option A is correct in this case. In this question, it says the sum and the product of the zeros of this polynomial are given. So we know the sum of the polynomial as 6 and the product of the zeros as 9, and we have to frame the quadratic polynomial. So what do we know here? That sum of the zeros, which zeros are taken as alpha and beta. So I take the zeros alpha beta. So what is the sum of the zeros given as 6 and the product of the zeros, which is given as 9. Now, what is the general equations for framing a quadratic polynomial? It is x square minus the sum of the zeros times x plus the product of the zeros. So now we just need to replace these values. I can replace alpha plus beta with 6 here. So it's minus 6x. Similarly, replacing alpha beta with 9. So we get this as k square minus 6x plus 9. Ignoring k here because k is an arbitrary constant, can take any values. So if I look into the options given here, it match with the options. Yeah, this option C only. Now there is something that I want to add over here. Sometimes you may have instead of this not being given as an option, it can be some multiple of this. Could be like multiplying 2 here, 2x square minus 12x plus 18 could be multiplied with a fraction as well. So as of now, we can see this is an option given over here. The question says half the perimeter of a garden whose rectangular garden whose length is 4 more than its width is 36. Find the dimension of the garden. So let's say if I take a rectangle and I'm taking the length being x and the width be y. So the first relation is what? The length is 4 more than its width. That means length is 4 more than its width. So I can write x minus y is equal to 4. That is the first equation obtained. Now check for the other one. It says half the perimeter is 36. So what is perimeter? It will be half the perimeter is 36, then perimeter is 72. And what do we know? The perimeter of a rectangle is 2 times length plus breadth. That's the formula for perimeter of a rectangle, which is 72. So on transposing 2 to the other side, I can say that 72 divided by 2, which is 36. This gives us the second equation. Next, I'm going to use elimination method to find out. This is x plus y is equal to 36. Now here we can add these two equations. On adding this, get cancelled. We get 2x is equal to 40. So that means x is what? 40 divided by 2, that is 20. So once we get the value of x, we can substitute x in any of these equations. Let's say if I just substitute x20 here, so this comes out to be y is equal to 36 minus 20. So y is this. So the length is 20 and the width is 16. So 20 and 16, that is the first option in this case is correct. The next question is about this quadratic equations. We have to find out whether it's two distinct roots, two equal roots, no real roots, and we know that in for figuring out, we just need to find out d here. Let's say find d in this case. So d is what? D is equal to b square minus 4ac. Now what is b here? B is the coefficient of x, which is 1. So it's 1 square, which is 1 minus 4 times a into c. A is 1 again and c is minus 5. So this is 1 minus 5. Now d is equal to what? 1, and this minus multiplied by this is what? Positive. So and 5 into 4 is 20. So d is equal to 21. So you know that d has three possible values. If d is greater than 0, then real and distinct. When it is equal to 0, so it's a real and equal roots. And when it is less than 0, we say it's no real root. So as of now, it is greater than 0. So we'll say that real and distinct root. Now, so we'll say that we'll have two real roots, right? No, it's a equal. Equal is not possible. Two distinct, right? Two distinct real roots. There is some error in the writing, but all letters got merged, but it's still we can figure out. The next question is what happens to the value of theta when the theta increases from 0 to 90 degree? So you know that cos 0 is half. If you remember the value 0, what is that? Next is 30, 45, 60, and 90. So what do we know that cos 0 is 1 and cos 30 degree is, what's that? This is half. 45 degrees 1 by root 2, this is root 3 by 2, and this is 0. So you can see as the theta is increasing, the value of cos is decreasing, isn't it? It is moving, decreasing, 0, then half, and so on. So we say that the value of cos theta decreases from 1 to 0. So this is the correct option. The next question from statistics, it says the time in seconds by 50 athletes to run 110 hurdles race are tabulated below. We have to find the number of athletes who completed the race less than 1 14.6 seconds. Yeah, I can see this is 14.6 seconds. So therefore, less than that, that means we have to get these sum of these values. So what is this? This is 71, this is 9, that is 80, 80 plus 2, 82 is the correct option. We have to find out the athletes who completed in less than 14.6 seconds. So these values, right, these frequencies will give you the sum of these frequencies will give you the answer. The next question from the chapter linear equation is says we have to find the value of k for which the pair of these two equation has infinitely many solution. So what we know for infinitely many solution, we have a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 is equal to c1 upon c2. Now let's say if I replace this value a1, I can see it is k. So it is k over 6 is equal to minus 4 over minus 12 is equal to, now keeping constant on the one side, let's say on right hand side only, it's 3 by 9. These get cancelled here. So you can either equate first and last or maybe first and second. Like if I reduce this to, I mean, doing cross multiplication. And before finding cross multiplication, you can even reduce 4 one times and 4 3 times. So we have k over 6 is equal to 1 over 3. So by cross multiplication, 3k is equal to 6. So k is equal to 6 divided by 3, which is 2. So the value of k must be 2, and that is option A. The next question from application of trigonometry says top of two poles are whose heights are 20 and 14 meter, and they are connected with a wire, and the wire makes an angle of 30 degree with the horizontal. We have to find the length of the wire. So let's say if I make two structures, say this is one and the other is say bigger than this. And what is that? We have to find out this length of this wire. Let's say these are connected with wire. This is the wire here, and we have to get the length of this wire. Now we must make a horizontal here so as to make the angle of elevation. This angle is what we have to determine. This is not angle is given 30 degree. We have to find the length of this wire. Like this wire is what we have to find out. Now, what do we know that the smaller structure is 14 meter, the bigger one is 20 meter. And if I say that this is also 14, right? This length will also be 14 by the property of parallelogram. So the remaining, that means this part only. This part should give you 20 minus 14, which is 6 in this case. And what else we know that, yeah, we have to get the hypotenuse, and considering this triangle, well, I should say the triangle I'm talking about. Let's say I'm talking about this triangle here. We can use trigonometric ratio in this triangle, and for that I'm going to apply. We know perpendicular, right? This is perpendicular, and we have to find hypotenuse. So this is sine, and what is sine 30 degree, which is perpendicular, which is 6 in this case, and hypotenuse, which we have to get. Let's say I took it as x here. Sine 30 is what? Sine 30 is half. This is 6 over x. So by cross multiplication, we can say that x is equal to 12. So 12, that is the 12 meter is the first option in this case. In this question, it says which term of the AP is 210. So that means we have to find n for which an is this. So we can say that here a is what? 21, and common difference is what? This minus this, which is 21 again, right? So the common difference, that is d, is equal to 21, right? And the nth term is given as 210, and we have to get n in this case. So I'm going to apply the nth term formula, which is a plus n minus 1d, right? A plus n minus 1d is what? An, right? So what is a here, which is 21, plus n is what we have to get, and what is the common difference? 21 again is equal to nth term, and nth term is 210. What I can see, I can take 21 common, right? If I take 21 common, is 1 plus n minus 1 times 1, which is this only, 210. Later I can transpose this and divide it. So we are getting 1 plus n minus 1 is equal to 10. So this minus 1 plus 1 get cancelled. So n is equal to 10. So the 10th term is the correct answer for this.